why is there so much energy and so much um I guess energy is really the only word I can come up with. Why is there such a push to, oh, that's conspiracy theory talk? Okay.
because
Why am I not allowed to talk about it?
but that's
You're a
nothing new.
weirdo now.
That's
And
nothing new. That's nothing new
no, it's
though.
nothing new. It's
Yeah,
nothing new, but it's very obvious. It's something up that is very obvious with this shit,
but when
which is what makes it even more fishy to me and why I think it could just be a gigantic troll. But I mean, I understand where you're
that's
coming from
I
because
mean,
it's a lot going on here.
it's a hell of a troll, and it's not that it couldn't be, obviously, but here's what it comes down to me at this point. And I I'm sure I haven't I try to not even do this that much anymore because it's kind of like whatever. I mean, but I'm sure I'll be looking into some more things. And here's where it's at
It
with
is
me at this
interesting to
point.
look at. It's interesting to talk about. It's one of the reasons why I started this pod. I feel like I've got 1,000 reasons why I started it at this point, and some of them I discovered along the way.
Right.
But it's like, you know, this doesn't have to be the topic of every conversation, but it's also fun to have these conversations too. It's like, why the word conspiracy has gotten to the point where it's almost just funny to me. Like anything that you're not allowed to talk about is just
Well, look
slap
at
the
how they.
conspiracy label on it.
Yeah,
It's
of
like
course. I
we're
mean,
talking about normal fucking shit at this point.
look exactly like even coming back to the vax. It's like why are you not supposed to be able to talk about an mRNA shot when they tell you literally that that's what it is?
I
I'm
mean,
so
with that
confused.
one, that's the one, Jay. That is the one. That's the
I'm
one
just
where I'll talk about it.
confused at what
Because
reality.
it's not even up for debate in my mind anymore. If there's any gray area like with Damar Hamlin shit, it's like I keep my first of all, one thing you said earlier when you said it's not about believing or not believing, I agree with the sentiment behind what you were saying there
Yeah, because you know what I was
in the
getting at.
context
It
of what
yeah,
what you were
yeah,
saying,
yeah.
but I do place a high value on what we choose to invest our belief in. Um
No. I I was
I
getting at I
right.
do not get this because everybody wants to make it about, you know,
And
it's
so
just a simple.
let me finish this thought though.
Go ahead.
And
Yeah.
that's why I think it's important to in a situation like for at least for me, and I know you feel maybe a little differently about it. I think we feel similarly about it though. But like with the Damar Hamlin situation, the fact that there's things I don't know, right? There's things I
Yeah.
don't fully understand yet. So it's like I keep my belief on reserve. I might have certain opinions that I don't really want to publicize or make or state it as like that's my opinion, because that could definitely change. It's not like a hard and fast opinion on a lot of
Exactly.
conspiratorial stuff. But with the vaccine, not I could go on for days about all the evidence and facts and blah 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 blah. But here's the one thing. It's like they changed the definition of a fucking vaccine. They had to change the definition of a vaccine to call this shit a vaccine. That's
Yeah.
a fact. That's not a conspiracy. That's a fact. Look it up. They changed the definition of a vaccine so that they could call
But bro,
this mRNA injection, a vaccine.
a lot of stuff that gets labeled as conspiracy is actually fact. Like, what are we talking about? Like so and that's look, it's just very simple to me. It's either I don't and like you said, maybe it's a hard troll, but I just don't see how like either this one is really messy or you really are going to try to pull something after the Super Bowl because we know nothing's going to happen. Nothing dramatic's going to happen before the Super Bowl. But I'm interested to
What if something
see.
dramatic happens at the Super Bowl?
Maybe it could, but I don't think that I
What
don't.
if there's another cardiac arrest at the Super Bowl?
It could be. It could be, but let's say let's say whatever
Not
this.
that that's funny, not that like people's
No, it's not.
lives are funny, but with it, given the context that we're talking about it, if it's
Yeah.
staged, it could
Hey,
be funny.
listen. All I'm saying is I'm interested to see how this plays out because either this is really messy Because my thing is, if you
See, that's
have
why I do. That's why I keep my belief on reserve. Because what
me
if
too.
this
That's
guy
why I
really had
said,
a cardiac arrest? It's like I feel bad for people that are really fucked up. Like I'm, but at the same time, we should be able to question things and discuss things, especially when they're making certain, like it's like they're trolling conspiracy theorists with the hand sign, the covering up his face,
the
the
clone,
threes
the clone tweet
all over them. The threes have been all
everywhere. G,
over. Like I've never
but
really been into
G,
the gemat. I like
when,
numerology is one thing, but gematria, like the decoding, like you can kind of manipulate that sometimes. I'm not as into that.
but
But
G,
no,
G.
even
But when did
on
you
Twitter
start
earlier today,
questioning 3 and 6 like that? You know that the
even on Twitter,
coincidence
James,
of a
even on
motherfucker
Twitter
standing
earlier
up with
today,
3-3 on?
trending, DeMar Hamlin, 33.3K tweets.
Yes,
What a coincidence!
but I
What a
don't know.
coincidence!
I don't know when you started even reserve. Like you know that's not a conspiracy. Like 3 and 6 is their numbers, and 9, three,
Right?
three, 6, 6, 8 is their numbers. Well, there's no coincidence that the only guy standing up at the prayer huddle was wearing 3-3. Gee, it's not even about. It's not. Sometimes, like, what more do people? I don't know what more people need with these rituals. I don't know what like trolling. Okay, maybe call it that then. But you
But
can't
here's
just say
all
it's
right.
nothing. Nobody can
No,
say it's
no,
nothing.
no, no. That's you're getting to something that I wanted to get to. You're actually on onto something real good right here. But what's
That brings up a good.
fascinating to me is, and I already mentioned this, but what it's just it blows my fucking mind, dude. Like I might not totally see things like you do, or as far into the what they call conspiracy as you might. But why is what the reactions that people
Mm-hmm,
have when you question things like this.
mm-hmm,
Like,
mm-hmm.
I'm open to having this conversation. That's why we're having it. You know what
Right,
I mean?
right, of
But
course.
it just blows my fucking mind that it's like I get
The
being skeptical, but
right.
it's like their denial
The
of
comments is where I
anything.
always go to.
But
Is
it's
where I
not just
always
the
go to.
comment. It's not even just Twitter, man. It's not. That's not even what I'm talking about. I'm talking about real life. Your coworkers. It's like
Yes, gee, but they're
you
NPCs. The narrative, once the narrative gets created, it gets inputted into the program. And then you have all the people that can't see subscribe to it. Because obviously, if you can't see, you're not going to agree with somebody questioning something like that. You conspiracy gaboon, you weirdo, you freak, you this, whatever they want to. They can't. It's that easy. This is why I keep coming back to this when you say that, because I've seen it play out this way. You'll be in the comments, and I know it's not just about Twitter, but let me tell you how it layers, because it's layered. You go to the comments, you'll see a particular thing that keeps getting echoed by particular profiles. Then you go to the comments of the people where you could tell, okay, this person looks like they clearly is a real person behind this account. They're echoing the same sentiments. Okay.
as
You
bot
go to your
accounts. Yeah, no, I get
coworkers
that.
at
I get
work.
that.
You go to your coworkers at work. What are they echoing? They echo the shit that they hear on MSNBC and CNN and Fox and all this other, because it's layered. Layered used to mean television human. Now it's social media human. Television is whatever. I mean, that's for old people now. Social media is where the new layering is happening at. And it's even more powerful because you can add visuals and
Customize algorithms.
customize. Yes, yes. And you can add captions to visuals that drive thought. There's so many creative ways that you can make something stick. And that's all you needed to do. Stick, go viral, have a popular person say it, have an artist say, have Stephen A. Smith come on and say something, have a talking piece, Anderson, who Cooper, whatever. All you need is a narrative created and driven, and then that's it.
So
So,
I want to let you ramble about something else though,
mm-hmm.
because I cut you off a little bit earlier. The cloning thing. Let's just say, let's just go with, I'm not saying it's 100% true. Let's
Yeah, of
just
course not.
run with the idea
Yep.
that
I mean, because he said it, not me.
Yeah, just because he put it on his Twitter,
Yeah.
the clone thing, and everybody's talking about
And
it could
they're
be a
going to say that's
clone.
a troll. They're going to say he was trolling people who were saying that. Okay. Just want to be clear.
I've already said that myself.
Yeah,
So
yeah, yeah. I just
let's
want to
just
put that
put
out
that
there
to
that I
rest. And
understand how
I want to give you your chance to run with that idea though.
run with what the clone idea.
Run with the idea that he's a
Okay,
clone.
here's
Okay,
my
let's just
thought.
say it. Let's just say it is. What are they trying to tell us if
Okay,
that's the
a
case?
very good point because I can't tell. It almost feels like, and I could be wrong here because I refuse to believe that they're this stupid because they're not. Like it almost feels like they fucked up. It almost feels like they're like, fuck, like we weren't prepared for this, and the clone's not going to be ready for another 60 days. I forgot how many days it takes in the incubation tank, and then you got to do the conscious transfer and all that.
Yes, no. This is the part where I was like, pause, because there's a lot there. So what? And I don't like I said, I've done this. If one of the few conspiracy topics I've done very little research on,
Mm-hmm.
except for, and this isn't even research. This was a fucking movie called Self/List, all
Yeah,
undercase.
yeah, yeah.
It's a
There's a lot of
crazy
movies
fucking
made about
movie.
it. It's a lot of movies made about it. Yeah.
But they taught it's yeah. So, anyways, that one's not exactly about clones. They try clones and then they
Mm-hmm.
realize they can't do it, so they like organically develop. They take actual dead bodies, actually freshly dead bodies, and transfer consciousness
Transfer.
from
Yeah,
a
yeah, yeah.
dying person to the
To
pristine
another.
body.
Right. 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 Yeah, but you don't have to. You can do that if the body has been. Excuse me. The human cannot be dead for a certain amount of time for that to work with a live body. You can do it in a clone whenever because you technically are just they're developing in an incubation tube, and those bitches grow fast too. All right, and
How do you
here
know this? Where have you read this? This is what I'm curious about. We got to dig a little deeper on this topic.
the cloning thing for me goes all the way back to my research on Clonaid, okay, which is a live legitimate facility that existed in Canada, and it was where the first clone, which is why it's so hilarious about conspiracy. It's history that the first clone was created at Clonaid in Canada. I mean, this was like
Human clone?
human clone, bruh.
Just so it's proven. They've done it.
Yes, like most things are, but they get debunked by after it gets canceled or ended. Oh, like when Obama had to come out and say, hey, that'll never happen here in this country, and I know that it happened in it happened in Canada, but that'll never happen here in America. We won't allow it. Bitch, whatever. You can say whatever you want to. The fact that it was a thing, what makes you think niggas just closed their doors and said, have a nice day? That was it. Like, nope, government has no desire to be interested in this at all. Nah. But anyway, yeah, absolutely. Clonaid. That's where it started. But obviously it leads you places, right?
That's
It leads
why this is wild. It's blowing my mind a little bit because I've thought about this a little bit before, but what are the implications of that? I mean, that's kind of
well,
wild to think
G,
about, right?
I'm not I don't know. That's why I don't want this. I don't know. Like I don't like
That is
is like
fucking
are you
crazy.
being sloppy here or like did you or like I said, did that happen on the field and it was
But
legitimately
this makes me
unexpected?
think about shit like people that I knew from us going to school together, and then they went off to school, and we started smoking, and then we run into this person. What if that's a clone
Oh, yeah, I mean, who
years
knows,
later?
bro?
Like
I
shit
don't
like
know,
that.
bro. I don't know, man. I don't. I like they are among.
I
First of
think
all,
about people that I know like that, especially people that seem to have changed a lot.
yeah, well, first of all,
I mean, people
it's
do
not like
change a
you can.
lot
It's not
naturally.
like you
Some
can.
people do.
No, they do, of course.
But
But
then
it's not.
sometimes it's just weird. You get that weird vibe. Like, this is not even the same person.
I mean,
You ever gotten that vibe?
to
Because
be
when you started
honest,
talking
with
about that, I like started thinking about some times where I felt like this is almost not even the same person that I'm talking to.
well, I kind of look at everybody who's plugged in that way because I already know what you have to do to be plugged in, how you have to be microchip, how you have to be cloned. So I think all of them is all there's a clone of them out there.